What it do? Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you don't love all of the content, you can still do those things because you could always help a brother out. I would definitely help you out. Make sure that you still hit the comment section up because guess what? I love to have conversations with people in the comment section. I love to reply. Ball is life, so we got to talk about basketball. Make sure you hit that notifications bell so that you don't miss any of our great content. And lastly, make sure that you hold on at the end of this video because we have some other excellent suggested videos that we know you will love. Tyrese Haliburton, the return of the real point god. This guy has been nothing short of amazing, and I would be 1,000,000% lying to you if I said he did not overly exceed my expectations. When people are constantly trying to tell you how good someone is, for me, it's frustrating. You keep telling me this person is good, that person is good, this is the best player, that's the best player, whatever. I watch it, and a lot of times I don't care. If I don't see the things that you are saying without me having to listen to you say it, then it's not real to me. It's something it might as well be invisible. It's not real. It's not reality. But Tyrese Haliburton has been every bit of what some of his fans have said. Now, me personally, when we talk about point guards, I always had conversations with my friends. I make a list. And I usually leave like Luka and SGA out of that because to me, they're not real point guards. They're just big guys that happen to kind of play point guard. Even though I don't think SGA is anywhere near a point guard. Not really. And I think Luka is, I guess, a point guard, but mainly because I don't think he can guard. I don't know. I don't know how he became. He passes, so he's a point guard. But he's not like, to me, he's not neither him nor Bron nor James Harden, even though they all could play a point guard position, were prototypical point guards to me. And then you have the Steph Currys of the world who are really like Allen Iverson. He's a shooting guard in a point guard's body. But he's just a dynamic scorer, one of the better, most dynamic scorers we've ever seen. But he's not really the passer like that. Like he can, and a lot of these guys, don't get me wrong, they can, but that's not really what most of their bread and butter is. There's very few of those guys left. You understand? And Tyrese Haliburton was not high on my list, but I've changed. And you know why I've changed? Because I've come to realize that Tyrese Haliburton is the return of the real point god. Who are the point gods in history? Who are the point gods? The real ones? We're talking about people like Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, right? We're talking about guys like that. They're very few and far in between these days. We switched over to the Stephen Currys, the Damian Lillards, the Luka Doncic, the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders, who play point guard. But do they really play point guard? In my opinion, no, not really. And that's why it was hard for somebody like me to really figure out what exactly is Tyrese Haliburton. What is he? He's not averaging 20-something points a game. It's not really doing that. But when you look at his passes and his IQ, he's elite. Super elite. But then it goes further than that. He's controlling tempo. He's moving the ball around. And then when you watch the Pacers play, how is it that every single person is involved? How is it that you can go 11, 12 players deep every single game, even in the playoffs? How is that possible? Oh yeah, because you have a point guard on your team. When you have a point guard, everybody, and I mean everybody, can get a bucket. Steve Nash is one that I forgot to mention, right? Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. The last two that I watched that were super elite at that position, that did it as real, true point guards, was CP3, Steve Nash, and Jason Kidd. And I'm talking about any player that you put on the court, they could work with. They could get them a bucket. They made life easier for everybody else. They controlled the tempo. They controlled everything. You don't really see that guy anymore. It hasn't been cool. Similar to SGA's mid-range jump shot, it's almost been outlawed, banned by the league. But this is just another continued surprise of what makes me happy about the NBA that I'm currently watching in the playoffs. Return to normalcy. Return to sanity. Now, I'm very high on Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson has some very Mamba mentality-like qualities. His ability to be clutch, put the team on his back. Very few players can do that the way he does. He was averaging like 13 points a game in the fourth quarter until he finally got knocked out. But he got knocked out by a point guard, Tyrese Haliburton. Imagine that the point guard is not dead. The normal point guard that we used to know is not dead. Tyrese Haliburton, similarly, and we're going to do a video on this, how Jeff Teague said that SGA saved the league, saved the mid-range jump shot, right? Saved those type of players. Saved the NBA because he's bringing back the mid-range. Well, let me tell you something. If SGA saved the mid-range jump shot and brought that back to the league to save the game, Tyrese Haliburton is saving the point guards. The only thing that we need now is to bring back the big men. But we have a few, but mainly it's just Joker and AD when he's healthy. But outside of that, Joel Embiid ain't never healthy. Can't bank on him. So that's all I'm waiting for now. Return of the big men. Wemby's big, Cat's big, but they don't always play like it. They rarely play like it. I'd love to see them play like it. Tyrese Haliburton is like that, man. How do I know? Take a look at this graphic. Career games with 15 plus assists and 0 turnovers. I don't even see Magic Johnson on this list. Muggsy had 7. Steve Nash, 7. Gary Payton's not on this list. Jason Kidd is not on this list. Mark Jackson is not on this list. Tyrese Haliburton is 3rd. He has 11 active years. Compared to Chris Paul's 13 in 20 seasons. And John Stockton, the great John Stockton, 14 in 19 years. Haliburton already has 11. Now, one thing I'm never going to bend on is this era of basketball is different. It has been easier. But recently, it's been tougher. This guy just did it in a playoff game. In this series against the Knicks, 15 dimes, no turnovers. And I'm talking about this was a physical series. Impressive. The return of the point guard. But don't just take my word for it. Don't just listen to Jay Boyks. Don't just listen to Jay Boyks Sports. Let's listen to what Jay Williams had to say.
Look, guys, if you're not waking up today, Wednesday, May 28th, saying that Tyrese Haliburton is a superstar, don't talk to me about basketball today, right? Like, possession by possession, he's the best manipulator in the game. He manipulated every single play offensively last night by finding the right matchups, by attacking in transition, by giving hockey assists. He was direct and aggressive from the beginning of the game, and he affected and accounted for over 80 of the team's 130 points. Between points and assists, over 80 points of the team's 130. That is a superstar that we saw on the grand stage.
So is he a superstar? Man, I don't know. But Jay Will has a point. 80 of the 130, 80% is crazy. It's crazy. I watched the end of that Knicks game, and they just ran away with it at the end. And they had no answer for what Haliburton was doing. Coming off the pick and roll. He's fast. He's probably about 6'4" at least. He's not super athletic, but he's fast, and he's like 6'4". He's like what Michael Carter Williams was supposed to be. Is that his name? I think the Bulls drafted him. Rookie of the year and fell off the face of the earth. Haliburton is like that, man. Just running as fast as he can, and he's finding people. And he's turning his teammates into stars. Siakam was already on level, but he's made Siakam even better. Siakam had like 30 points the other night. And I don't look at Siakam and think of him as this all God level like player. But Obi Toppin, like Haliburton is finding these guys and they're unstoppable. All of them are playing with a level of freedom. He's manipulating the game. He's right. Jason Kidd was one of the first people I saw that just would run down court as fast as possible. You don't think anybody's open, and magically he finds the one guy that's available. But the difference between Jason Kidd and Haliburton, and actually Jason Kidd, Haliburton, and a lot of these other point guards, he makes big shots. John Stockton is one of the best shooters of all time. Nobody talks about it, but he shot high percentages. Gary Payton said he would only take a few shots, but he made them. Haliburton is doing step backs for game. He crossed up Giannis, a 7-foot player, defensive player of the year, who moves like a gazelle, and scored a big-time layup on him to help force overtime or win in overtime. I don't remember which one. This guy is elite. His passing is elite. His driving is elite. His big shot ability is kind of elite. And he talks trash the whole time while doing it. I've never seen a light-skinned man behave this way outside of Steph Curry. But he's even more disrespectful than Steph. Steph seems like a nice guy. Steph taunts, but I don't really see him doing too much talking all the time. Haliburton is talking. He's targeting dark-skinned people on the court. He's pulling a Michael Jordan where he's making stuff up. He's causing beefs. He stole Dame's Dame time. He doesn't care. He's an animal. And I have to admit, I'm being sold. Regardless if I love him or not, you got to respect this guy. I thought it was clown behavior. I thought him being on the Olympic team, making the All-Star team, was all clown behavior. I listened to Wally Zerbiak throw him under the bus, and I was like, well, I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's anywhere near Jalen Brunson. Last year, I was saying these things. The beginning of this year, I was saying these things. Boy, was I wrong. And I can admit when I'm wrong. Again, you telling me something, people telling me something, whisper in my ear, pause, no Lance Stevenson. I don't care. I need to see it. If your man is really like that, pause, no Diddy, then I need to see something. And this man showed it. He showed it off. He showed it off. You can no longer deny his greatness. And you can sit here and say, oh, he was overrated. They marked him as overrated. Rachel Nichols had a funny response to that. And she basically said, like, they looked at the amount of players that voted. I think it was like 100 or something like that. And of the 100, it wasn't the whole 450 of all the players in the league. It was only like 100 or something like that. And she said 13% of them voted that he was overrated. And she said literally that could have just been everybody on the Bucks because, they got history. And she's got a point. So, I mean, did they really vote him as overrated? I don't know. But he did what you're supposed to do. And I have a lot of respect for this guy, man. Everybody was hating on him, down on him. He talked a lot. He's light-skinned. Drake just went down, lost a battle to a dark-skinned brother in Kendrick Lamar. Light brights were down. Y'all only had one soldier left. It was Steph. That was it. The stock was down. The milk was bad. In the words of Rick James. The milk goes bad. The milk's gone bad. I'm Rick James. And then all of a sudden, this light-skinned brother turned the tables and decided that he was bringing it back. Everything Kendrick Lamar did to Drake, he undid. And reverse uno'd all the darker-skinned brothers. Reversed them. Like the cha-cha slide. Reverse. That's what he did. So, the boy's elite. I got to give him his credit. I do not believe they're going to beat the Thunder, though. Because that's just too much of a miracle, man. The way the Thunder are playing, the Thunder also go deep. Pause. The Knicks' downfall was they just didn't have enough horses. You can't rely on one or two dudes the entire game. They got tired. They got tired. I don't think I don't think they're going to beat the Thunder. I don't think they really have a chance, to be honest with you. But who knows? We'll see. But this guy deserves his flowers. He's been elite. He came out of nowhere with this, which you got to love for the NBA because it means it's competitive right now. The only team that we expected to be here is the Thunder. Everybody else, the ones you expected to last longer, did not last. So with that said, I look forward to watching the finals. I look forward to seeing how Haliburton progresses. He's not like top-notch elite level point guard as far as all time yet, because I got to see it over the course of more years, right? He's not Steve Nash. He's not CP3. He's not John Stockton. All right. Even if he won a ring, I still don't know if I'd put him over those guys because I have to see it for a whole career. I've got to see a career. He's only got 5 seasons. These guys have, look at the guys on the list I showed you before. Way more work. Way more skin in the game. And in a closing thought, I just want to share one last thing with you guys for why Tyrese Haliburton is really like that. They call him Haliburton, the way he's bombing people. Haliban or Haliban, whatever, like Taliban, so Haliban, they call him Haliban, the way he's been bombing people and finishing these games out. But in the closeout game, to finish the series off 4-2 against the Knicks, he had 21 points, right? And that's not anything overly special. But he had 11 points in the fourth quarter. 11. He led the charge that blew the doors off of that game. He had 13 assists and only 4 turnovers. So when I say point guard, I'm also talking about not fake point guards, right? And to an extent, a lot of these other guys are fake point guards. Yes, LeBron can pass, and it's one of his best attributes. Yes, Luka can pass, and it's one of his best attributes. Okay? Yes, James Harden can pass, and it's one of his best attributes. But when you need them to win off of their passing, to me, it doesn't really get done that way. I've seen Luka do it more than the other two. But when it comes down to it, even though they can pass, they're not winning a game with their passing. The only person I've ever seen win on a big stage with his passing in his prime is Magic. So is Tyrese Haliburton anywhere near Magic? Is he taking that route? Maybe Penny Hardaway would be the other one, but he never won a championship, but he got hurt. But Penny might have been the real next Magic Johnson, but it just didn't work out that way. But Tyrese Haliburton, he's actually winning off of his passing. Yes, he's hitting big shots, but his passing is elite. 13 dimes and only 4 turnovers is elite passing. A lot of these other guys, maybe they get like 10 assists, but they got 5 turnovers, 6 turnovers. Russ Westbrook, that's my guy, but that's what he does. LeBron does it too. LeBron's the all-time leader in turnovers. So that's that. Just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you listen this long, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our great content. Make sure you comment, because I love to have conversations in the comment section, because ball is life, so we got to talk about it. Also, don't click off of this video immediately. There's some other great suggested videos that I know you will love. What do you think? Am I right? Is Haliburton the return of the real point guard? Do they have a chance in the finals? I don't know. Thank you very much for listening. I'm very humble. Much love. That somehow you never get over leaving me. And when you feel like